She wore my face, my name, and almost got away with it. I've always been the quieter twin, the rule follower, the one who stayed out of trouble while my sister, Leah, lit every room she walked into on fire, sometimes literally. Our parents would always say, "She just has a spark," while I learned to douse myself down to keep the peace. When she borrowed my clothes without asking, I let it go. When she racked up my Uber account with her friends, I had to just be grateful she's making memories. By the time we were teenagers, I understood the unspoken rule in our house: Leah breaks things, and I clean them up. So when she asked to use my name on a job application, just until she could clean up her background check, I said yes. It felt small, harmless, but that wasn't the last time. Over the years, she used my name for library cards, free trials, even a lease once. I'd get strange emails or notices I didn't understand and delete them. I didn't want to know. I was working full-time, paying my way through grad school, and barely keeping my head above water. Leah always had a reason, always made it sound like I was the selfish one for not helping. And my parents? They told me to stop being dramatic. They said, "She just needs a break. Don't you want your sister to have a chance?" Then came the car crash. My boyfriend at the time, Dave, called me, furious, asking why I hadn't told him I wrecked his car. He said that I had borrowed it while he was out of town and left it smashed and abandoned in a parking garage. I had no idea what he was talking about, but I knew who did. Leah. She had dressed like me before, joked about being the better twin. I begged him to believe me, but he wouldn't. Not after he saw the surveillance photo the police pulled from the garage, a blurry image that could have been either of us. He walked out. That was the first time I felt like my own life was slipping out of my hands. It only got worse. A court summons arrived for me, something about check fraud in another county. I thought it was a mistake, but when I showed up, the clerk narrowed her eyes and said, "Didn't you already come in last week?" I hadn't, but someone pretending to be me had. Someone who had stood in court and pleaded guilty under my name. That's when it clicked. Leah hadn't just been using my name for quick scams or bad dates. She was living a double life. As me, my entire identity, my credit, my name, my clean record, was her mask. I was furious, heartbroken, and scared, but I wasn't going to play the quiet twin anymore. I tracked down the public defender who'd handled the case, explained everything. She didn't believe me at first, but when I showed her the real signature on my ID and compared it to Leah's sloppy forgery, her expression shifted. She agreed to help me reopen the case. Then came the hearing. Leah walked in, dressed like me, same haircut, same glasses. She even had her voice pitched like mine. For a moment, I saw the judge hesitate. That's how deep her performance went. But I had proof. Security footage from the DMV. Emails I dug up showing Leah applying for loans under my name. Despite all that, Leah sat there, smug, until the moment it all unraveled. And then, my unsung hero, a cashier from a convenience store I supposedly stole from. She remembered the girl had a tattoo on the back of her neck. One my sister, not me, has. The judge called for a recess. The court ordered a full investigation. The charges were dropped, under my name, but now Leah was facing them under hers. She screamed at me in the hallway, told me I ruined her life. I told her, calmly, that she never should have tried to steal mine. Our parents? They didn't show up to the hearing. Not once. When I called them, my mom sighed and said, "Leah's always had a hard time. You've always been the strong one. Why couldn't you just let it go?" Because I'm tired of being the one who lets it go. I still get calls from bill collectors asking for her. I still check over my shoulder when I apply for anything new. But at least now, I know the truth is on paper. And this time, it's signed with my name.